Big up, people. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Hope we are all doing well. Big up to every single one of you locked up in the building. Big up, lads. Big up, big up. So, Champions League week once again is upon us. The UCL is once again going to be taking place this week. And Liverpool, we've got a big job to do. We have got a huge job to do this week coming up. We have to try and produce another Anfield miracle. Another Anfield miracle. We're going to have to try and produce something and somehow find our way due to the semi-final. So, as you can see, guys, the title in the video there is what we're going to be talking about, looking ahead to tomorrow's game against Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield. And the big question that I put right there at the end of the title, can we produce a miracle? Are we going to see one of those iconic Anfield nights once again? Or is this a step too far? We'll get into it all, man. We'll get into it all. But big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to Ryan, mate. Hope you're well, brother. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are doing well. Big up to Dan Chum as well. Hope you're well, Dan Chum. Big up yourself, mate. Big up, lads. Yeah, big up to the chat, lads. Oh, tomorrow is huge. Tomorrow is huge. Huge. Right. See, we're 2-0 down, but I still feel nervous going into tomorrow's game somehow. I don't know why. Maybe that's the optimism and the hope that we can do something. I don't know what it is, but I am feeling a bit nervous. It's like we're the ones who are 2-0 up and we're going into the second leg now. That's how I'm feeling when in reality we're 2-0 down. But yeah, tomorrow's certainly going to be an interesting game, people. Certainly going to be an interesting game and an intriguing one as well, to say the least. That first leg was shocking, let's be honest. The first leg was absolutely shocking. The way we got completely steamrolled, dominated, whatever word you want to use, man. We were just really bad in that first leg. Couldn't really get hold of the ball. Couldn't really make anything happen. I sincerely doubt we even went forward in the game. I sincerely doubt, we even had one or two attacks in that game. That was just all Paris Saint-Germain in that first leg last Wednesday. It was a very difficult watch for me, personally, because it's been a long time since I've seen us go into a game playing five at the back and just hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? The last time we did that, the last time we played with five at the back, I can't even tell you when the last time that was, I genuinely can't even tell you when the last time we went to a game and played five at the back was. I'm thinking back to I'm trying to think back a long time now. I think even back in 2011, 2010, in the Roy Hodgson period, when Roy Hodgson was our manager. That's the last time I think we actually played five at the back in a game. And that was over 2011. That was over 10 years ago. So it says a lot that Slotting went into that game on Wednesday playing that defensive. You could see what the game plan was. We went there with the defensive mindset. And we were playing for a 0-0. The hope from Slot probably would have been to go there, try and get a 0-0. If by some miracle we got a 0-0, we can then take it back to Anfield, and then we can rely on the atmosphere at Anfield to carry us through. Well, that didn't go well, did it? That went really south. Complete domination, sheer domination. Like I said, guys, 74% possession for Paris Saint-Germain last Wednesday. They had 74% of the ball to our 26%. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? That genuinely says it all. Now, for me, like I said Paris Saint-Germain, in my opinion, are the best ball-rotating team in the planet. I've said it. I said on the planet, I don't think anyone keeps the ball as well as Paris Saint-Germain do. They are so good at just dictating the game, keeping the ball, keeping possession. They're so good at it. No one does it better than them. So I never expected Liverpool to go to the Parc des Princes and play them off the park, try and play them at their own game and dominate possession. That was never going to happen against a team like Paris Saint-Germain. But I thought we'd put in a better account of ourselves. A bit of fight, a bit of heart, a bit of desire. We'd show something. We were defeated before we even stepped onto the pitch, lads. I mean, in the tunnel when the players were just stood there, we just looked defeated. We looked timid, scared. And you look at how they were on the pitch, they were oozing class, man. The complete opposite to what we were. It was a hard watch. A very hard watch, to say the least. Yeah, yeah, man. A tough game last week. It could have been more than 2-0. We were very fortunate it was only 2-0. That game easily could have ended in Paris Saint-Germain winning the game 5-4, 4-5, 6-0. Genuinely, defensively in the game, Virgil and Ibu were terrible. I've got to say it, they were terrible, man. Getting cut open left, right, and centre. Every time Paris Saint-Germain went forward, our defence looked absolutely petrified. They were breaking through the defensive lines way too easily. And if it wasn't for Mohamed Ashford actually stepping up and putting in a decent display, that could have been, like I said, that could have been 6-7, genuinely, because the chances they had, they probably should have buried. To be fair, the Paris Saint-Germain players will probably kick themselves as well that they only won by 2 goals, because they probably would have sat there thinking, okay, how the hell did we only score 2? We were so dominant. We were all over them. How is that game? How is there still a chance, should I say, going into the second leg? But yeah, we got out of there with a 2-0 defeat last week, sorry. Going into the game, did I expect anything? No. I made it clear I didn't expect anything going into that Paris Saint-Germain game last week. You know, people were trying to be deluded, saying, oh, but we played well in the Champions League, we played better in the UCL. Well, you know what? How did that go last week? You know what I'm saying? I can't stand delusion, and I can't stand people talking shit, guys. That's one thing I can't stand. And when I was hearing people I know personally saying, oh, I reckon it'll be a completely different game on Wednesday compared to the City game. We rise in the Champions League. How'd that go? Didn't go well last week, did it? When we got absolutely and thoroughly thrashed and dominated. I mean, I don't want to sit here and say I told you so, but some people genuinely deserve that treatment because the delusion is absolutely mental. We held 4 against the City side that on paper have been not been great this season. And idiots genuinely thought we had a chance in Paris against Paris Saint-Germain, who, in my opinion, are a much better side than Manchester City. What can you even say? Real talk, what can you even say? Oh, man. One result and people get carried away, isn't it? Now, yes, Liverpool's performances in Europe this season have been significantly better, I would say, than the performances that we've produced in the other competitions, especially the Premier League. Yes, we look more of a well-drilled side in the Champions League. Yes, our players look more up for it in the Champions League. And yes, our results and our football is better in the Champions League. But I also will counteract that and say, okay, we've been good in Europe. But who have we really played of note in Europe this season? I'm trying to think who have we really played of note. You play Atletico Madrid on the opening week, win 3-2. Not a great Atletico side, by the way. Not as good as they were or what they used to be. A very different Atletico. Went life and death with them pretty much, which should have been a comfortable win. But you can say Atletico are a hard side still because they are. Galatasaray away. It's a tough atmosphere, but really we should still be going there and winning. We got smoked at home by PSV Eindhoven. Absolutely destroyed. 4-1. Beat Madrid. Okay, you can say Madrid are a big side. We know how big they are. Kings of the competition. But my God, the time we played Madrid, they were absolutely shocking. They were so disjointed, uncohesive. They were not a good. They did not come to Anfield in a good way, and we beat them. So yeah, you can say we beat Madrid, but it was a really poor Madrid side, if we're being honest. Really, really poor. Inter Milan away again. Inter Milan away. Inter Milan are not the same team that they used to be. They are a far, far cry from the team that they used to be. And again, going away to the San Siro, I remember previewing that game. I wasn't confident. I predicted them to beat us. And they were absolutely terrible against us. So that's, okay, you can say it was a good result. Winning at the San Siro is always tough. But again, Inter Milan are not the team that they used to be. I'm saying you then beat the likes of Marseille. Marseille are a team that play decent football. But again, they're no one special. We should be beating them on paper, right? You then look at Karabag 6-0. 6-0 against Karabag isn't exactly something to brag about. You know I'm saying it's not exactly something to be, going on about, because who are Karabag? Respectfully, no disrespect to Karabag. Who are they? Who are they really? They're not an established European giant or even an established European team that are decent. They're crap. So this narrative that Liverpool are playing are on fire in Europe and we're unstoppable. No, we're not. Look at the opposition that I just named there, guys. Karabag, Marseille, PSV Eindhoven, Galatasaray, a washed Inter Milan side, a disjointed Real Madrid side, an Atletico Madrid side who are no longer what they used to be. We haven't beaten no one of note. When you beat a Bayern Munich, then you can talk. Then you can give it the big one. When you beat a Paris Saint-Germain, then you can talk and give it the big one. When you beat a Barcelona, then you can talk and give it the big one. Because these are established Premier League European giants, and they're actually playing good football in the current game. That's when you can talk and give it the big one. I think it just shows how low we've sunk this season that we have to hype up a 6-0 win against Karabakh or a win against Inter Milan or someone like that. It shows how low we've sunk and how bad we are. You know what I'm saying? We never would have done that in a couple of years ago. That would have been a standard. It would have been standard. You go into the Champions League, win 6-0 against Karabakh. Good win. Happy days, but it's standard, is expected. Now, you get a win against a team like this. We've got to overplay it and start going on like this. Apparently, we play well in the UCL. Well, how well did we play last week against Paris Saint-Germain? Not great. Didn't play well, did we? Got absolutely bitch slapped, to be fair. So again, it's a bit of a reality check for people that thought we had a chance in that game. You need to remember the difference in quality between both teams is night and day. You saw how good they are. You saw the football they were playing, how they were oozing confidence. And you saw how timid we were last week. You know what I'm saying? Just the complete opposite. So, yeah, man. It was a tough watch for sure. And again, could have been a lot worse than 2-0. A lot worse. Very fortunate. But somehow, we're still semi in this tie because it's only 2-0. Yo, big up to my brother Vids, man. Big up to Vids, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. Make sure you are subbing to my brother Vids, people, on his gaming channel and on his normal channel as well. Doing some great stuff over there. Mods, if you can drop both of Vids' links in the chat, big him up, man. Make sure you sub. Another one of the fellowship. Big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, last week was a bad defeat. Last Wednesday was a bad defeat. Coming off the back of two defeats like that is tough. It is very, very tough. You lose 4-0 to City away. Then you go and lose 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. But for me, the manner of the Paris Saint-Germain defeat is probably worse than the City one because of the domination they produced over us. But nonetheless, they're still both bad games to lose, and they're tough as well. So yeah, we were going into that Fulham game off the back of a bit of a low, to be fair, or two lows. But we did get a good result at the weekend against Fulham. We did get a decent result against Fulham at the weekend. A 2-0 win. And you saw improvement. I will say there was a bit of improvement in that game against Fulham, for sure. Big up Dancho, mate. Big up yourself. I'm going to pin that link. If you can put Vidges Gaming link in the chat as well, please, Dancho, that would be great. Thank you. So I can pin that too. But yeah, a decent win at the weekend. A decent performance. Not a lot of the big clubs won this weekend. A lot of them were miserable. I'm actually in a decent mood because we won at home. You could see the changes that Slot made, and I will credit Slot on this, to be fair. I'm very... I'll criticise Slot when I need to criticise him. But if he does do something right, I'm not going to be a dickhead. I'm going to give him his flowers when he does something right as well. I think he made a good decision to rotate the team from the game on Wednesday to the game on the weekend. You saw who was brought in, who was taken out. Salah came straight back into the team, which I think is a good thing. Don't know why he didn't play on Wednesday, and I don't even know why he wasn't brought on as a sub. He was completely left out. Bringing in Rio, a good decision. We've been crying out for all season really, for Rio to get a bit of game time. He hasn't been getting it, but I'm glad he got a game at the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Robertson came back in, not a problem there. Experience, know-how. And the midfield double pivot is where the big change was. The midfield double pivot for me is where I think you saw the difference between the game on Wednesday and the game on Saturday. Gravenberch and McAllister, my God. Gravenberch and McAllister last Wednesday got completely dominated by Vitinha, Janaya Emery, I believe his name is, and João Neves. That PSG midfield completely swarmed all over, suffocated and dominated both McAllister and Gravenberch. Gravenberch especially was really poor last week. The first goal was a great goal. Nothing taken away from Desiree Doué, I believe his name is. But when you look at it back, there was a tiny deflection from Gravenberch for it. The second goal, it's poor from Gravenberch. It really is. He just lets Kvaratskhelia dance past him, and he makes it 2-0. He had a really bad game. McAllister was no better, to be fair. He looked completely out of his depth Wednesday. So there was no chance both of them could start again on Saturday. But I actually thought one of them would. But to be fair, Slot actually made a big choice. He decided to drop both of them, and he brought in Szoboszlai and Jones as a double pivot. And for me, that's a decision that I looked at and thought, okay, big call, but it's the correct call and I like it. And you saw the difference in the way we played. Big up Dantron, mate. Appreciate you putting that in, mate. Thank you, bro. Make sure you sub to both of Vidge's channels, by the way, people. Both the links are pinned. Big up tonight, Tom Kid, the legend in the building. Hope you're well, brother. Hope you are. But yeah, you bring in Szoboszlai and Jones. Instantly, that improves the midfield. We look a lot hungrier. We look a lot more energetic. They just looked so much more in place compared to how Gravenberch and McAllister have been. Because both of those two, to be fair, this season have been so poor compared to what they were last season. It's just crazy how much they've both fallen off. Well, for different reasons, of course. McAllister, I'm not too sure why he's had a bad season and what's wrong with him. With Gravenberch, I'm kind of a bit more sympathetic because I think last season he was put into the 6 as a gamble and it worked and he looked good. I feel this season, however, though, he's been exposed and kind of proven out that he's not a 6 and he's not the guy we should be using. We need to get a proper DM in so we can push him further up in the 8. So I'm a bit more sympathetic towards Gravenberch in the fact that I think, yeah, he's been poor, but he's also been played out of position a lot. With McAllister, I can't for the life of me work out what's gone on. I can't for the life of me see why he's had such a drop off compared to how consistent and good he was last season to now, because he's been so far off it. And the fact that he continuously keeps getting game time as well is baffling. I really can't see why he's playing week in, week out most of the time. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. Jones is Liverpool born and bred. You know why you don't. You may not think Jones is the most flash player on paper. You might not think he's got the most quality. Cool. Okay, fine. One thing you can never argue though with him is he'll always give his all for the team. He'll always go onto the pitch, step onto the pitch, and give 100%. Get stuck into tackles and give it his all for the badge. That's one thing about Curtis Jones I've always said, and I'll always continue to say, and I'll never take it away from him. So naturally, he's a fighter. So why would you not put a fighter into the team in a season where we're lacking a lot of fight? We look like we're morally down in the dumps. Why not do it? Makes no sense why McAllister still gets picked week in, week out, week out, week in, week out. It really doesn't, because he's been poor. And it's just rewarding. Dare I say, it's kind of rewarding mediocrity because they've been poor. And the fact that they're getting picked week in, week out, it's going to make them think they can just get away with it. You know, McAllister's probably sat there thinking, okay, I've been crap, but the manager still plays me week in, week out. I can just do whatever I want on the pitch. It's not a good look when a manager's doing that. It really doesn't, because it lets standards slip, and that's what we can't have. Personally, Szoboszlai should also be playing in the 6, in my opinion. If we're going to do a double pivot thing for the rest of this season, I would personally have Szoboszlai and Jones as the double pivot. I'd take Gravenberch out and I'd take McAllister out, have them on the bench and bring them on as subs if we need to, because they've had a whole season to sort out what's going on and they just look so lost in that midfield. It's unreal. It's unreal. Yo, big up to my brother Rasta, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you are good. Lads, make sure you sub to my brother Rasta as well. Another one of the fellowship. Appreciate you being in, bro. Appreciate you being in. So, yeah. You sure with the change that Slot made at the weekend, the midfield looked better. And the team overall looked a lot better as well. I'm not saying it was an amazing performance, because I'd be dumb to say that. There's still a long way to go to get back to where we need to be. But I think it was a much improved display from the City game and the Paris Saint-Germain game last weekend. Like I said, energy levels were a lot better. The team chemistry looked a lot better as well. I think Szoboszlai and Jones suit each other well, playing next to each other in that double pivot. The press was decent too when we were pressing at the right times. You know, it wasn't a half-assed press like it's usually been. was it? But when we needed to press forward and put them under pressure, we did. When we needed to sit in a bit and allow them the ball, we did. So it was improvement for sure, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Big up Nighttime Kid. Big up Vidsball putting Rasta's link in. Let me just pin that as well. Make sure you jump to Rasta as well, guys. Link is pinned. Big up Rasta. Yeah, Rasta, how's your back doing, bro? I hope it's feeling better, brother. It's okay. I've been doing some stretches. It's good to know that it's feeling better though, but like I said, I had back pain the other week, man. I don't know how I got it. Just lifting a weight in the gym and something just popped. But yeah, back pain's not something to fuck around with. It's really, 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 the pain is something else. You can't bend over to pick someone up. You can't stretch out. I wouldn't wish back pain on anyone at all, man. So, but I'm glad to hear you're doing better. Big up to Andre, brother. I hope you are. Big up yourself, Andre. Big up, man. So yeah, performance was better on Saturday. Rio's definitely someone for the future. He's definitely a hidden gem. He's someone that I think can improve and get better down the years for sure. I don't like these comparisons though that people start doing. You know, I see already Rio and Max Dowman, I believe it is, who plays for Arsenal, being compared. Look, why do we always have to do this? Why is it always going to be my players better than your player, BS? Max Dowman and Rio and Gamoa are both two very good up-and-coming youngsters. They both got a lot of potential. Why don't we let them thrive on their own? Why are they going to be compared? Why have we got to compare Dowman and Rio? Why have people got to say, oh, Rio's better than Dowman, this, that, this, that? Let both of the players just strive on their own. You know, they're youngsters. They don't need the pressure. And they're already getting pressure put on them. It's just bullshit, man. Like, always got to be like, well, my player's better than your player, this, that, this, that. Does my head in, for sure. Really does my head in, man. Big up, Andre. Yeah, bro, Andre, they got to chill. It's like, relax. Relax, man. Real talk. Oh, my God. Always got to compare this, that, this, that, this, that. Oh, big up, man. Yeah, Rasta, be careful, bro. The last thing you want to do is just when you're recovering to put it again, because that's going to be pain. Nighttime Kid, I wasn't talking about you, bro. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about other stuff that I've seen online from fans on TikTok and that. That's what I was talking about. I didn't even know you said that, to be fair. You're good, bro. You're good. Yeah, make sure you're careful, man, for sure. Definitely be careful. Make sure you're careful, man. Nonetheless, after stretch, don't want my muscles to see. Yeah, do stretch out, bro, but don't like force a stretch, because if you feel a pop again, yeah. I can't even lie. That I ended up pulling a muscle in the gym. The back pain was bad. It was really bad actually for the first couple of days. I couldn't really do nothing. It was so bad, guys, that I couldn't even move in the bed. Couldn't get out of bed. Couldn't lie down. Yeah. So back pain's nothing to fuck around with, man. It is a big thing. No worries, Vids, bro. No worries, man. No worries at all. What do you think about the Stiller Links profit? I'm not sure how I feel about it, Andre. I'm really not sure. I have seen them floating around, but can't lie, man. I'm not convinced. I do feel like we can do better, personally. But links are links, aren't they, as always, for sure. How do you feel, Andre? Do let me know your thoughts and feelings on it. It's a big summer ahead, like I said. It's a very, very big summer ahead for Liverpool. A lot of change coming up again. A lot of change needs to happen, for better or worse, whatever we think. So yeah, it'll be interesting seeing what we do, Andre. But how do you feel about the Stiller Links? But yeah, performance was better on Saturday. Rio is a player that, while he has potential, I feel like there's certain moments in a game where he can do better. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you're taking a player on. Cool. I know you. Obviously, you like to take the player on. You like to do this. You like to do that. That's fine. That is fine. No issue there. Sometimes you just need to shoot. cut inside and shoot. Always trying to take players on this, that. It's not it. Because what's that going to get you at the end of the day if the output's not there? And Rio, I saw that quite a bit before his goal. He's doing over skill. He's doing over tech stuff. But he's not shooting. And he's done that in a couple of games that I've seen him in this season. However, for the goal, he took the goal well. Cut inside, shot. And it was a brilliant finish into the bottom corner. And the kid was oozing on Saturday. Oozing quality. Yeah, I definitely feel he's someone to look to for the future. Question I would ask though, Andre, since you're in the chat, would you give him the number 11? With Salah going, would you give Rio the number 11 next season? Because I'm seeing that being spoken about quite a bit. Stiller is a baller. He is nighttime kid. He is. Whoever sixes I want, Andre. Oof. Stiller's one. I think he's a decent option. Other than that, I can't lie. There's not much that I'm looking at. Edison was someone I really wanted, Andre. Edison from Atlanta, he was someone I was really looking at. Thinking he could be a perfect 6 for us, but that's not going to happen, man. We've risked the ball on that. Prophet Stiller is a baller, bro. Like, tune into him. Yeah, I'll definitely have to start. I know who he is, but I'll have to start watching him a bit more. We all got to start pressing, man. We all got to start pressing, man. 17 barely winning. Yeah, Andre. But I think that's, with the right coach, the pressing will come in it. You need a coach that's going to center around him, pressing with the ball. Otherwise, it ain't going to work. Man's cooking 2-3 people and doesn't shoot. As soon as he does, he bags one. Yeah, Andre, that just goes to show what can you do. If you do that more often, you can score. But the goal, I'm not going to take anything away from the finish because it was a really good finish. He just cut inside, dummied the Fulham player, and it curled into the bottom corner. Happy days, man. And again, he won man of the match as well. I think him and Frimpong were very good on Saturday. I think Frimpong also put in a very good performance. But yeah. And then, look, that just goes to show you, and it makes you wonder, why the fuck has Rio not been getting more game time? He gets a game. He produces a performance like that. It makes you think, why has he not been getting starts more often? Hell no. I agree, Andre. I wouldn't give him the number 11. Personally, for me, with Mo moving on, I would give Ekitike that number 11 shirt. I think we should give it to Ekitike, someone who's kind of proven for us. I think giving that shirt to a youngster could be a lot of pressure on him for sure. Rio did a Gakpo, except he scored though. Nighttime kid. Yeah, he cut inside, but he actually bagged. Gakpo doesn't score when he does it. Liverpool linked to Stiller. Been saying the top clubs to sign him for ages now. Quality player. I agree, Ryan. I agree. But with Liverpool, I don't really pay attention to links because we get linked to players a lot. And then we end up just walking away. We were linked with Bellingham, never happened. Caicedo linked, never happened. So I don't pay attention to the links because I know what FSG are like, man. They like to put this out there sometimes to make out like they're going to go for someone. And then they just pull the plug on it last minute. So when it comes from a credible source, I'll start paying attention to that. But look, he's a good player, and I definitely take him at Liverpool. Ryan, big up Ryan, man, of course. Anyway, I don't know what to think of Maka. He's in his prime, and his legs look gone already. Andre, I was just talking about that before you hopped in, but I don't know what's gone on with McAllister. Both McAllister and Gravenberch have been pretty poor this season compared to last season. Gravenberch I'm more sympathetic to though, because I think with Gravenberch, he's just been played out of position in the 6 when he's not naturally a 6. So I'm a bit more sympathetic to him. But with McAllister, I don't know what the fuck's gone on there. I really don't know what the fuck's gone on there and why he's dropped off so much. And like you said, Bo, he's in his prime and his legs look shattered. He looks absolutely shattered, which is worrying for sure, very worrying. And the fact he's in his prime and he looks like that is crazy. Tony Cruz recommended to Real Madrid. I've seen this, Ryan. I've seen that he's been linked with them as to come back, but in some sort of managerial role. Apparently they didn't sign him because of his looks. That could be bollocks still. But yeah, Cruz coming back potentially as a managerial role or something like that. Big up Nighttime Kid, of course. I can't lie. I don't like Isak as Salah replacement. He's not a Salah replacement though. Isak plays as a striker, but Mohamed Salah plays off the right wing. in terms of goal scoring and output, he is the one that you look at and think, okay, he steps into them shoes when it comes to output. He has to now put up them numbers next season. But he's not the Salah replacement, really. The Salah replacement will be signed in the summer, whoever that is. Isak should be a Nunez replacement. You need a right winger. The story about Isak Salah replacement, I don't like it. But well, Isak's not a Mohamed Salah replacement. They're playing completely different positions. They're not. Diomande will be. I think so, Andre. I think Liverpool will sign Diomande. I do think that's the guy we go for sure. I think it just makes sense as well. He's young, upcoming. People will say, "Oh, he's not a flashy name." This, that. People say, "No, they're not excited by it." I wasn't excited when Salah came to Liverpool. I wasn't excited when Mohamed Salah was signed by Liverpool. I was thinking, who the fuck is this guy? I'm saying he wasn't world class. He wasn't a world beater when we bought him. We turned him into one down the years. So with Diomande, people turning their nose up at Diomande. I would say, how did you feel when Salah first joined? Because I'm sure you weren't the happiest then either. And look at you guys now. So, yeah, he's a perfect signing, Andre, for Liverpool. Think we could try and do the same thing we did with Mo. Nurture him and turn him into a world beater. And he'd be cheap as well. FSG love a cheap signing who's young. He'd be perfect. I agree. Isak would never play off the right, if anything, off the left. He wouldn't play anywhere but up top line, to be fair. He's primarily a striker. In terms of, I think I know what you're trying to say, not Tom Kid. You're trying to say Isak's the replacement in terms of goals and output, which he is. He is. But he's not a man-for-man replacement for Mohamed Salah, because Mohamed Salah, like we just said, is a right winger. And Alexander Isak is a striker. I think I know what you're trying to say, not Tom Kid, to be fair. Don't worry. I think I know what you're trying to say. But yeah. Mohamed Salah, speaking on the man himself, actually got himself a goal at the weekend. To be fair, I was relatively satisfied with Mo's performance this weekend. One of his better displays this season. Still not brilliant, but he was a lot more involved in the game. He had 2 chances before he bagged his goal that he probably should have done better with and scored. Prime Mo would have buried them chances, if we're being honest. We know that. But his performance was improved for sure. I'm not too upset with it. He took his goal very well. A decent finish, which again, I'm happy. I'm happy that Mo got himself a goal. We know he's off in the summer. Just want to kind of enjoy these last couple of months we have with him, man. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can send him off. I say last couple of months, last couple of weeks we have with him, and send him off on a high. You know what I'm saying? If we can win all our games, happy days, isn't it? Probably not going to win a trophy, well, which sucks, to be fair, but it is what it is. But yeah, he had a decent performance. We go in at halftime 2-0 up, deservingly so. Second half, we slacked off, though, people. We really slacked off in that second half, took our foot off the pedal, let Fulham get on the ball a bit more, make some chances, create something. Lucky that we didn't really have no one up front. Otherwise, we could have been in issues. But again, Fulham were able to dance past the defence too easily for my liking. Way too much for my liking, actually. We can't afford to play like that tomorrow. You give Paris Saint-Germain that time and space on the ball, they will punish you. They will not fuck around. So, yeah, we have to be on it from minute 1 to minute 90 tomorrow. And going into tomorrow's game, then let's start talking about tomorrow's game. Look, if there's any English side that can turn a deficit around in Europe, it's definitely us. It's definitely us, for sure. We have a history of doing this. If you go back to 2019 against Barcelona, we actually turned that 3-0 deficit around to 1-4-0. Set Messi and them lot back to Spain crying. To be fair, I felt we were wrong done in that game anyway, because even in the first leg at the Camp Nou, I felt we were the better side. Just the same that Messi just did what he does and scored a brilliant goal, which we all thought sealed the tie at the start when it happened. But my God, sorry, did we have an answer in that second leg? So we've got history of doing this. Now, we went into that Barcelona game with no Mohamed Salah and no Roberto Firmino Our front three, correct me if I'm wrong, for the game was Mane off the left, Divock Origi up top, and then Shaqiri off the right. So we went into that game with a weaker side, but why did we turn up? Why did we turn up and really put it on them? That Liverpool team, Wijnaldum as well. Wijnaldum was the hero in that game, actually. Scored 2 goals to pull it back. Do I think United win today? Leeds at home? Yeah, I think they will, Andre. I think they'll beat Leeds at home. Ryan, I remember that. Dembele could have made it 4-0. In that first leg, he had a chance at the end to make it 4-0, and he didn't, and he fucked it up. And that really, really cost him. It really did. But yeah, that Liverpool team might not have been the most talented on paper. With players in there, you've got Fabinho in there. To be fair, Fabinho was Fabinho. But Henderson, Wijnaldum, Gomez was in there as well. Gomez when he was actually reliable. Shaqiri, Origi. Players that aren't flashy on paper, but my oh my were they so good. My did they work their socks off in that game. They had the heart, they had the fight, they had the commitment. They ran like crazy. Didn't stop running. Now, fast forward to now, this Liverpool team, on paper, you say this is a more talented Liverpool side than that one back in 2019. But if you ask me as well, which one would I rather have? I'd rather have the 2019 team any day of the week, purely because of the fight, the desire, the commitment, that never say die attitude, that never give up attitude. They had the mentality. They didn't have the most talent, but they had the mentality. This Liverpool team is the opposite. We have the talent, but we don't have the mentality. And for me, it's mentality over talent any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be in 2019 than in 2026 is what I'm trying to say. I just don't know if this current Liverpool side have what it takes to overturn that deficit tomorrow. I just don't know. Go for Liao. He's someone that I did pitch, to be fair, bro. I did pitch and look at him off the left, potentially. I did look at him off the left as a potential Diaz replacement. Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't think he'll leave Milan, though, personally. I don't think he'll leave Milan. But yeah, I just don't know if this particular Liverpool side tomorrow can rock up and put in a display and make something happen. I'd love to sit here and say I do, but they're just not built like what we were back in 2019. They're not. You know what I'm saying? We had a manager back in 2019 who believed. We had players who believed. Now we have a manager who just looks like he's timid. Players don't look like they believe. Fans are in the dumps. We don't believe. You know what I'm saying? It says a lot. It says a lot. Nah, he will, but he's not. Okay, maybe we can look at him then, Nighttime Kid. I don't know. It depends, innit? It all depends. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Rafael Leao at Liverpool. I just want to see some fight tomorrow. That's what I want to see. If we lose, it sucks, yes, and we're going to get taken the piss out of. But at least we can say, you know what? We went out there on the pitch, we gave our all, and put in a display. If we walk out onto that pitch tomorrow, from minute 1 to the 90th minute, and we run like crazy, we press like crazy, we put it on them, and we give that Paris Saint-Germain side a run for their money, and we still go out, but we give it our all on the pitch, I'll take that. Because then at least I can sit here and say, yes, we went out. Yes, our Champions League journey came to an end. But you know what? We gave our all on the pitch. We gave that Paris Saint-Germain side a run for their money. We made it hard. At least I can sit there and say that then. You know what I'm saying? And I can take some pride out of it going into the next couple of games. If we rock up tomorrow and we're flat, disjointed, don't look up for it and unbothered, I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem because we're 2-0 down. We can't afford to be like what we did what we were in the first leg. Put it this way, guys. We can't set up with a 5 at the back tomorrow. Now that granted, okay, we tried it in the first leg. It didn't work. But we're now chasing the game. We're 2-0 down going into this leg. If you set up with a 5 at the back, that would make no sense. That would make no sense at all because we've got to go for this game tomorrow. The approach, the mindset has to be completely flipped compared to the game last week for sure. But I just don't know if we've got the mentality, the cojones to turn this around. This is where we need our leaders to step up, though. This is where we need Verge to step up being the captain. This is where we need Salah to step up, Robertson to step up, Allison would as well, but he's not available. Gomez. People forget, guys. Gomez was available back in 2019. He was a Liverpool player still. This is where we need these lot to step up. They were there for the Barcelona game back in 2019. They witnessed that. They were part of that comeback. So we need them to step up and inspire the rest of the lads, the newer lads, the Wirtzes, the Ekatikes, and say, you know what? We're 2-0 down. We're going to go into that pitch tomorrow. We're going to give our all. We are going to give our all for the fans, for ourselves, for the club. If we go out, cool. But we're going to give it a go and a fight. That's all I can ask for tomorrow. Literally, that's all I can ask for. I don't expect much. Do I think we're going to go through? No. I don't think we're going to go through. I think we crash out. But let's just give it a go at least. You know what I'm saying? Let's just give it a go. Paris Saint-Germain are not going to come to Anfield with fear. Let's get that right. They're going to come to Anfield and they're going to be confident. They have the muscle memory of having won at our ground last season. Granted, it was on penalties, but they still came to Anfield and won last season. So they have that memory and the know-how of doing it. They're not going to come and feel afraid of us. They will have seen how we played in the first leg. They will have seen how our season as a whole has been. And they're going to feel no fear. They'll come to Anfield and they'll play their game. They'll do exactly what they did in that first leg tomorrow. They'll come, try and dictate the ball at Anfield, try and control the game. We've got to get stuck in. We've got to press them high. We've got to not let them play their game. That's what we have to do. It has to be a fast start. They won't feel fear. They won't feel fear. You think they're going to come and sit back? No. They're going to come. They're going to try and score another one. They're going to try and score 3, 4. So we've got to be up for it. An early goal for them probably kills the tie because then they're 3-0 up on aggregate and it's game over. For us, a fast start needs to happen tomorrow night. And if we can get an early goal, I think it's game on. Get an early goal in the tie in the first 10, 20 minutes, half an hour even. Then maybe we can flip it. Maybe we can feed off the atmosphere, the fans' energy, and put them on the back foot. And then it really is game on. But a fast start's important, 100%. Get that early goal, maybe they would combo. Maybe. Unfortunately, I can only see Paris Saint-Germain progressing. Too much pace and quality for in this Liverpool side. I agree, Ryan. I don't think we go through. I just want to see us give it a go. If you know what I'm trying to say. I don't think we go through. I just think they're a much better coach side than us. I really do. So I don't see us going through. But like I said, give it a go, man. Give it a go. For the team, like I said, the team. I'm going to bring the team up in a minute, but we've got to go with pretty much the same as we went with against Fulham. I would put Robertson into the team, but I think the manager goes for Kirk. Salah's got to play. I think the midfield's got to say the same. I'd put Rio in there, give him a chance. Will the manager do that though? I don't know. But I would personally. I could tell you what Klopp's team talk would be for this game. He would have gone into that changing room and he would have said to the lads, "You lads go out there, express yourselves, make it hard for them, give it a go. And if it goes wrong, I'm the manager. I'll take all the blame." That's what Jurgen Klopp's team talk would have been. Honest, that's team talk on the other hand. I can imagine it. I don't think it will be anything like that. But if I was Klopp, that's the type of team talk I would be producing. That's what I would be saying to the lads. Go out there, give it your. If it goes wrong, we lose, cool. I'll take the blame as the manager. I don't think he does that though, personally. Big up to Ramshen. Hope you're well, brother. Appreciate you being in. But it's Anfield on a European night, so there's always a chance, 100%. There's always a chance, Ryan. I think we got very fortunate that it was only 2-0 after that first leg. Had that been 3 or 4, it would have been over, but we can count our blessings that it's only 2-0 and there's a semi-chance going into the second leg. But even at that, it's a push. It is a push, man. It's going to take a big performance tomorrow and them completely just not being up for it. Big up, Ramshen, man. Hope you're well. But otherwise, yeah, I do think they progressed though. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but just don't think we're built for tomorrow. This was Liverpool a couple of years ago. I would have said, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. We can turn this around. Liverpool now, there's not much belief in the team. We don't look like we have the fight for it. We don't look like we have the heart. Our manager doesn't look like he has the fight. Doesn't look like he has the heart. So I struggle to really see anything other than Liverpool going out of the Champions League tomorrow. I don't. Big up to my brother King, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Big up, King, man. I'm good, bro. Hope you're well as well. Make sure you do sub to King, guys. Another one of the fellowship. So, yeah, man. So King some love on his channel as well. Big up, bro. Hope you well. I think King's doing a watch long as well for the United game today, guys. So do show him some love. And make sure if the mods can drop his link in the chat as well, please do. Liverpool on 17 defeats this season. Wow. 17 defeats. I hope it reaches 19 defeats because in 2005, he had 19 defeats and went on to win the Champions League. I hear that, Ramchen, but circumstances were very different back then. Now, that's something that I think that's reaching a bit, saying that history will repeat itself because circumstances I felt were very different back then. But I hear what you're trying to say. Big up King, of course. Big up to Suge. Hope you well, mate. Big up yourself, Suge. So, yeah, go out there, give it our all tomorrow. My prediction for the game, I'll just tell you guys now. Nighttime Kids put King's link in. Big up Nighttime Kid. That's pinned. Make sure you sub to all the lads. But all the lads were actually in the chat today. All the lads were actually in the chat. So big up to every single one of them. All the fellowship were in the chat. Big up you all, man. I've pinned all the links. So make sure you sub to all my brothers, man. Big up. Yeah, my prediction. I'll tell you guys my prediction now. I predicted a 2-2 draw. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. That's me being optimistic. I predicted a 2-2. I think it'll be a good game. I do think it'll be a good game to watch for a neutral. I think we'll score a couple of goals. The issue is I don't see us being able to keep them out. I really don't see us, the way we are defensively, being able to keep them out. I think Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Doué, they're going to get joy. And I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. To win tomorrow, it's like Ramchen says here, we're going to have to win 3-0, keep a clean sheet and be on it. I don't see that happening against that Paris Saint-Germain side. They're just too good in my opinion. But you're believing, Ramchen, you think we're going to win 3-0. Fingers crossed, brother. Fingers crossed. I wish I could have that belief and confidence, but I just don't see it. I've gone with a 2-2. That will then, I think that sends them Paris Saint-Germain through 4-2 on aggregate on the tie. So it is respectable to an extent. But yeah, I think the damage was done after that first leg. Like I said, I think we'll score, but I think they'll also score. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw and for them to advance. Just hope we can come away with a bit of dignity and say we gave it our all and gave it a go. That's all I hope, man. Yeah, I'm going with a 2-2 draw, and I think we do crash out. I think PSG is not playing this weekend. I think PSG not playing this weekend is not going to be good for them. Too much stress, not good to come to Anfield. I think that's a good thing, Ramchen, personally. I think that's a good thing, Ramchen, because they're going to be more re-energized. We played Saturday, so again it's more games for us this weekend. They've had a rest. They haven't played. The last game they played was Wednesday, so I think it'll make them more re-energized and they'll come with a lot of energy. But I hear what you're trying to say again. Nighttime Kid predicts 3-1 PSG, fair enough. No way, 1-0 Leeds already. That is mad, you know. Man United 0 Leeds 1. Whoa. 5 minutes into the game. Wow. Go on, Leeds. 18 likes. Big up to everyone who's liked. Big up, man. I appreciate that every single day of the week. Big up you all. Okafor scored the goal. United in the bin. To be fair, it's only 5 minutes into the game. Nighttime Kid, there's still a long way to go in that one. I'd be surprised if they don't come back. Thought he was out injured, to be fair. Good finish. I'll have to go back and watch the game. I'm going to do another 10 minutes, guys. Then I'm going to go and check this United game out. But big up to everyone who's liked, man. Big up to you all. So, yeah, that's my prediction. 2-2. Paris Saint-Germain go through 4-2 on aggregate. Hopefully, the fans are going to be a big part tomorrow. Anfield atmosphere has to be on point from the first minute to the end of the game. We can't do this whole 5 minutes where we're singing and then it goes quiet. We can't. We've got to be up for it and we've got to be singing and loud, backing the team for the whole 90 minutes. Atmosphere's got to be on point. That will be a big part as well in tomorrow's game. Because the players are going to need that motivation. They're going to need that push. And it's down to us to give it to them. Some PSG players, ego, coming with 2-0, going to backflip on them. Potentially, Ramchen, that is a danger. You know, when you think a tie's win, you could come there, you could come and take the piss a bit and fuck around and find out, as Rasta would say. So, yeah, potentially. One last thing, remember Dembele for Barcelona had an opportunity to kill the game. Same in That's crazy, man. He had a chance for Barcelona back in 2019 to make it 4. Didn't do it. We came back and advanced. He missed a chance last week to make it 3-0. Is there a chance history repeats itself there? We'll have to wait and see, bro. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys my predicted 11 for the game. And then I'm going to head off, guys, and cast the United game. Can we produce a miracle, as it says in the title? Unfortunately, no. I don't think so. But if I'm wrong, I'll more than happily be proven wrong tomorrow. I see luck on Liverpool side for only losing 2-0. I agree, man. Ramchurn, ego, PSG don't have egos that much. Night Tom Kid, it's not a player ego thing. Ego in the sense of, I don't think he meant ego. I think he meant to say they might come and think the tie's over and take the piss a bit, is what he's trying to say. But yeah, I don't think a miracle happens, but I'd be more than happy to be proven wrong come tomorrow night. Even if they have egos, it would be the Dembele, and even he's on a cool type vibe. Yeah, Night Tom Kid, I hear it. But yeah, predicted 11 for the game, guys. Then I'm going to head off and cast this United game. So this is the team that I've gone with for tomorrow's game. As you can see, similar to the Fulham game, 1 or 2 changes though. It's all good, Night Tom Kid. Don't worry about it, bro. It's all good. In goal, Mamardashvili. Great performance from him last Wednesday. Got to give him his flowers. If it wasn't for him, we lose that game 4-5. Like I said, he put in a very, very solid display. Turned up. Defensively, we were getting cut open, but he was making the saves to keep us in it. So big him up. Big him up a lot. And hopefully, if we need him again for this leg, he can put in a similar performance. So big up to Mamardashvili. So he'll play in goal again. Right back, I've gone with Jeremy Frimpong. Had a good game against Fulham. Hopefully, he can take that good momentum into this game against Paris Saint-Germain. Like I said, it's going to be a very different game. We're going to have to attack a lot more. So hopefully, he can bomb up that right-hand side and help and support Salah quite a bit. Centre-back pairing, it's going to be Virgil and Ibu again. Shocking last week. Nothing more to be said. Shocking last week. Got cut open for fun. Against Fulham as well, we were getting cut open. Luckily, they didn't have the quality. Can't get cut open this week because tomorrow, because it will backfire and the PSG players will get joy. Virgil and Ibu are going to have one of the best games of the season. Virg particularly, I'm looking at him in this game. Virg was there back in 2019 when that Barcelona game happened. He knows what it takes to produce a comeback. Being the captain as well, I hope on that pitch tomorrow, he's the one who galvanizes the boys and says, we're going to be up for this. We are going to be up for this and give it our all. So, going to take a big, big night for Virg tomorrow. His leadership's going to need to be called upon. Ibu next to him as well. Fingers crossed they can have a decent game. Fingers crossed, man. Don't have much confidence in them keeping a clean sheet though nowadays. Left back, I've gone with Kirkes. I would go with Robertson for the experience. Again, Robertson was here back in 2019. I'd personally have picked him for the experience, the know-how, but Slot is probably going to go with Kirkes if we're being honest. Slot is probably going to go with Kirkes. Boss the Blue, he has a higher chest. Come on, brother, show up. Oh, man's coming sending for Boss the Blue, crazy. Man's Ramchin says no ego. I mean, yeah, overconfidence. I know what you were trying to say. I know what you were trying to say, bro. Man's sending for Boss the Blue, I want to surprise PSG with Isak starting on the attack. Isak is on fire. I don't see him making much of a difference, bro. He's just come back from an injury. I don't expect him to do much, to be fair, until next season. My bro in crime hiding like, oh my God, like Arteta when he sees a trophy. Nighttime Kid, man, you are a legend, man. You are a legend. Don't ever change. But yeah, I'd go with Robertson. The manager will go with Kirkes. So that's the back four. We're gonna have to defend really well though whenever they come forward. Midfield is where I've made the changes. Like I said, McAllister and Gravenberch were shocking last week. Manager made the decision to switch both of them out for their Fulham game, brought in Szoboszlai and Jones. I personally go with a midfield double pivot of Szoboszlai and Jones again for this game. I think both of them are two of our better players this season. We need them. I just don't see him not bringing Gravenberch back into the team though. As much as I don't want to see Gravenberch for this game, I want to see both Szoboszlai and Jones partnering each other. I can't see a world where Slot doesn't bring Gravenberch back into the side. So I think he comes back in. McAllister can't start. I'm sorry, Maka cannot start. We need Jones. We need Jones' energy, his fight, his determination for this game. He's got to start next to Gravenberch, and I think he will. So I'm going to go with Gravenberch and Jones as the double pivot. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't even put Gravenberch in. I'd go with Szoboszlai and Jones. So that's what I think will happen in double pivot. Moving up top off the right, Salah will be back in the team. Very surprising he didn't play last week. He didn't start the game. Even more surprising that he didn't get subbed on at all. Left on the bench all game. Very odd. But he's got to play for this game. Again, what Salah's done for us down the years, he knows what it takes in games like this. And I'm hoping he can turn up and produce some. Fingers crossed on that, man. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I got no doubt he'll be back into this team though tomorrow. I got no doubt. Hopefully he can produce a moment of magic and have a good game. In the 10, I'm going with Szoboszlai again. Szoboszlai is going to be key with how good he's been for us this season. Get him the ball in dangerous positions. He can make something happen for sure. So Szoboszlai in the 10. Off the left, I'm genuinely not sure. I've gone with Wirtz, but don't be surprised if we see Gakpo. I would go to Rio personally. My front three would be Salah, Szoboszlai, Rio, and Ekitike, but I just don't think the manager does it. I don't think he starts Rio, even though he should, because I think he can do something in this game. I just don't see him risking it and doing it. So I think Wirtz will play or Gakpo. So I've gone with Wirtz though. And then up top, Hugo Ekitike as the striker. Isak will be on the bench if we need him and if he's called upon. So that's a plus. But yeah, Ekitike to start down the centre. I think Szoboszlai needs a partner like him. I think Jones is that perfect partner, to be fair. I think both of them did well at the weekend in the double pivot together. I thought they worked off each other quite well. But yeah, that's the team I've gone with, guys. Is that team good enough to get a result tomorrow? If we won it, yes. I don't know how Paris Saint-Germain are going to line up, really, but I can imagine it will be similar. That midfield is going to be probably João Neves, Vitinha, and Unai Emery again. Hopefully, Gravenberch and Jones can put more of a fight in that midfield up and make it harder for them than him and McAllister did last week. Their front three is going to be crazy, man. Running that out of form Virgil and an out of form Ibu, and two fullbacks in Frimpong and Kerkez, you aren't the best defensively. You know, we could see the likes of Dembele, Doué, Kvaratskhelia running at that back four. You just got to hope they're on it defensively, because otherwise they're going to have a field day. Big up to Mr. Joshy J, mate. Hope you are. Very nervous start by us. Oh, yeah, you're losing 1-0 to Leeds, mate. I have seen. I still think you guys probably turned that around, to be fair. It's 15 minutes played in the game. I still think you guys turned it around. But, yeah, not a great start by United for sure. Certainly not a great start. But yeah, I'm going to finish up here quickly and then I'm going to go check that game out. Big up Josh CJ. I hope you are, mate. Appreciate you stopping by. So yeah, that's the team. Changes that if I was in charge, I'd take Gravenberch out, put Szoboszlai in the 6. I'd put Wirtz in the 10. I'd put Rio off the left. So what I would do, this is what I think the manager does, guys. This is how I think the manager lines up tomorrow. But what I would do is I'd take Kerkez out. I'd put Robbo in. I think we need some experience for the game. I'd take Szoboszlai out of the 10. I'd push him back into the 6. I'd put Wirtz up top there. There's 2 Wirtzes there. I wouldn't play Wirtz off the left in that case then. So I'd remove him. I'd put... where the hell? I have to put him in like that. I'd put Rio in. And then I wouldn't even play Gravenberch based off his performance last week. And remove him. This is what I would do tomorrow, guys. So this would be my... If I was in charge of tomorrow's team, I'd play this. Big up the Night Tom Kid, mate. This is what I do. Mamardashvili in goal. Frimpong at right back. If Bradley was available for this game, I would have put Bradley in at right back. But unfortunately, he's injured, so it's got to be Frimpong. Virgil and Ibu will stay the same. We can't rotate there. Got no options. Left back, obviously, I'd take Kerkez out of the team. put Robbo in for the experience. The midfield double pivot, I think Jones and Szoboszlai, they'll provide a lot more fight and they'll make it harder for the Paris Saint-Germain midfield, a lot more than Gravenberch and McAllister did last week, because those two just completely just disappeared, man. Just got completely dominated. And then up top, I then put Wirtz back into 10 where he drives best. And then I'd put Rio off the left. I'd start Rio. I really hope I'm wrong and Rio gets a game tomorrow, because we've got nothing to lose. We're chasing the game. We may as well give a kid a chance. Just don't see start doing it, man. Unfortunately, I just don't see start doing it. But if this is the team tomorrow, I won't have no complaints. In fact, I'll be one of the first to say that Slot's got the team selection spot on. Just gotta go for them, man. Have a quick start. If Anfield's rocking tomorrow, happy days. If the team selection's this, happy days. Then it's down to the team on the pitch to put in a performance. But I have predicted us to lose, unfortunately, guys. Just don't see a world where we can advance. I really don't. I really don't. Hope I'm wrong, but yeah. But this is the team that I would go with. This is the team that I would go with for sure. Let me just take it off the pitch now. Yeah. Ugh. There are other games on in the Champions League as well, other than ours, people. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, second leg is also on tomorrow night. Barcelona have got a big task going away to Atletico, trying to overturn a 2-goal deficit. Our game, of course, as well, same time. And then Wednesday, you've got Bayern Munich against Real Madrid at the Allianz Arena. Again, Bayern are winning it by 1 goal currently. But Madrid's heritage, you never know. But I think Bayern destroyed them personally. And then you've got Arsenal vs Sporting as well on Wednesday night. Which, guys, I'm going to tell you now, out of all 4 games on this week, don't watch the Arsenal Sporting game, because it's going to be a very, very boring watch. Other 3 games will be good. Our game will be good. Atletico Barcelona will be good, and Bayern Real Madrid will be good. Do not watch the Arsenal game. Do not. Unless you're an Arsenal fan, in which case you have to. Don't watch it if you're a neutral. Watch one of the other 3. 4-1 Atletico is Nighttime Kid's prediction. So he's going with Atletico to advance. Madrid 3-1. There's not a chance Madrid are going to the Allianz Arena and winning 3-1 against that Bayern Munich side. Look how Bayern absolutely tore them a new one at their ground. Completely dominated them. So there's no chance Madrid are going away from home against Bayern and winning 3-1. If anything, it will be 3-1 in the opposite direction to Bayern Munich. Arsenal scam 2-0. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough, brother. But yeah, by the end of the week, we'll know what the semi-finals look like. We will know what the semi-finals look like. So, by the looks of it, it's setting up to be a Arsenal Atletico semi-final, and then on the other side, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich, which will be interesting to say the least. Those will be 2 decent games. Well, correction. Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain will be a good game. Atletico Arsenal, probably not much, because they're both not great to watch on the eye. But yeah, having said that, guys, that is it for today's live stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Big up to every single one of you that locked in. I'll be back tomorrow with a match reaction after the game. And of course, I'll be doing the live watch along. So do stay tuned. I did put up a match preview earlier, people. A pre-recorded match preview, giving my thoughts, opinions ahead of the game. Score prediction, predict 11. So do check that out as well. And yeah, big up to everyone. A quick goal call before I do head off. If King is live, guys, do go and check King out. Do go and check King out, guys, if he is live. Tell him I sent you guys over. Big up to Nighttime Kid. Big up to Joshy J. Big up to Ramchurn. Big up to Ryan. Big up to Shuge. Big up to my brother King. Do go over to King, guys, and check him out if he is live. Make sure you show up to King as well, one of the brothers. Who else was in? Big up to Andre. Big up to my brother Rasta. Make sure you show up to my brother Rasta as well, another one of the fellowship. Big up to Vidge. Make sure you show up to my brother Vidge on the gaming channel and his regular one of the brothers. And yeah, big up to Dan Chum as well, of course. Big up to everyone, man, who locked in. Appreciate you all. And I'll be back tomorrow. Profit out. Speak to you in a bit. Peace.